Hey everyone, I just wanted to make somewhat of a tutorial video on how to play as the Garden Terror. Whenever the Garden Terror is taken by a teammate, I always feel like it's so underutilized. Like, its health bar drops way too fast in relationship to its duration bars, so I just wanted to leave some pointers out there to show how to maximize the Garden Terror. So what you're about to see is 8 instances of me using the Garden Terror. Admittedly, one of them is kind of bad, but the other 7 are pretty good representations of what to do with the Garden Terror. So let's get started with the first one. Now in these 2 games I'm going to show you, I'm playing as Tyrande. And I might as well give you the basics of the Garden Terror, or the Garden of Terror map. So, there's 2 phases. There's a day and night phase, and during the night phase there's spawned minions and 2 bosses on the map that drop these seeds that you collect. You collect 100 seeds and you're granted to take control of your own Garden Terror. So the strategy here is I'm just going to put down those AoE pots that stun the buildings and deal damage all around. I'm just going to go to every little town and drop a pot whenever my cooldown drops to 0. Then I'm going to run away. As you can see, my health is at half and the duration is about half. So pretty much utilizing as much of it as possible. The goal here is to just try and avoid big fights where I'll lose health faster than the duration bar. So what looks like a lot of cowardly running is actually kind of a nice tactic to, 1, maximize the time that you are the Garden Terror, and 2, do some mental damage to the other team. Because it's annoying as hell chasing something that can run a little faster than you and silence you and turn you into a little tiny weed. Of course, I believe etiquette is to ping when you want to use the terror. Don't just have all your teammates go for it and then fight to right-click it first. It's kind of counterproductive when the team can be better spent doing other objectives, like camps and all that. Now, with what I've been doing, I will admit that I could have probably slapped some buildings a little bit more while I'm waiting for my cooldown. Like I said, the goal is very simple. Just drop the pod more than you attack.
Well done. Your enemy's terror.
Yeah, I'm attacking a wall. Deal with it. I was thinking about what to do next. Now my cooldown's back and I'm dropping pots. I will admit, however, that it's kind of a guilty pleasure to attack the walls. I mean, who can resist the little siege damage added to your leaderboard results? Yeah, I'm gonna attack a wall. Something that I didn't realize until later on in this video is that I haven't been using the Q ability as much as I wanted to. It's really powerful in zoning more than its effect. Whenever the enemy sees a giant AoE. Okay, yeah, this is the one where I didn't do so hot. I got caught by a lot of things, like Murky's ultimate that stunned me. And I just wasn't able to use the terror as much as I wanted to. But as I was saying earlier, AoE effects, if you've been playing this game long enough, you'll know that AoE effects have more of a mental effect as they make people want to walk away from an area more so than stay in it and take the damage or whatever the AoE does. So using Tyranda's Starfall ultimate, it's just a giant AoE that everyone wants to get out of, even though it doesn't really do too much damage. It does slow, but it's not as threatening. In this instance, or this game actually, in this game with Tyrande, I just like to throw the owl, see where the enemy's at, and pick the route that's not so close to the enemy, so I can use the terror a little bit more. I can run without being impeded. I'm not worried about a gank so much as I am about just maximizing that little time bar under the health bar. Now, see, what most people do when they're the terror at this point is they'll just stand still and wail away at the core. And that's fine, you can knock off some health on it, but watch as I annoyingly move in and out and focus on the pot doing more of the work than me. What this achieved was just annoying the Tychus and Murky while taking down the core ever so slowly. Of course, another really basic strategy with the Garden Terror is to try and get as many buildings caught in the pod as possible. At this point, I think I was surprised myself how long I lasted with the terror. And this is the GG. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, how about against a team that's better? Or how about if your team was handicapped a player? Well, this next game had an AFK, or away from keyboard, Nazebo on our team. And it was kind of demoralizing, but still I kept with the same strategies, seeing how well that would do.
That is enough. Soon the Garden Terror will be yours.
There he is, little Nazebo. I remember at this exact moment I was afraid that the Nazebo would take the Garden Terror. And God, I do not want an AI player holding the terror.
Harvest your enemies' corpses.
Unfortunately, the Q ability doesn't do anything against minions. But same strategy here. But their Tyrande is actually a little bit smarter and tries to take out the pot. I really wanted to attack that wall. It was so close to dying. And admittedly, that pot could have been placed deeper so I can get the turret for it too. Not the cannon, I mean. But exactly the same strategy. I'm just bypassing the turret because I know that I can get a little bit more structures with the pot, or the W ability. Whatever the hell that thing is called.
Such weak flesh. Better to be rid.
So rinse and repeat. Basically, just try and go between each little town, little fortress area, and keep placing pots. Don't stay in the same area. Don't get me wrong. The Garden Terror's slapping, the melee it has, is very powerful, but at the same time, staying still just isn't optimal. Microing with the terror is kind of tough because it's a little bit bulky, but moving to different forts is way more useful than staying there slapping things. It has a faster moving skill called, I don't know what it's called, but it's the E ability, and you might as well make use of it since the developers put it in the game. If I stayed in these fights, I probably would not have had my terror as long as I have. Not that I suck, I'm just saying the health bar would drain too fast, and I'd rather take hits on the health bar from the turrets and the forts rather than the opposing team heroes. I hope you're watching too as I leave the pots. You can see that the towers and forts are actually dying just from the pots alone. So it's not a wasted effort at all. It's very efficient. Even though it looks like I'm not doing much and just running away, it's still a very good way to put down a lot of damage on a lot of structures.
Your terror has wilted.
If anyone ever counts the damage that those stupid catapults and siege giants do, their rocks take off 3% off of forts, or off of the cores, so taking those out is very important.
Choose a talent. Yes, of course. Your enemy has spawned. The dawn has come. Interesting. And with it, the terror awaits you. Stress. Come and take its power. There, your terror has come to life. Use it to harvest your enemy's corpses.
You know, I'm actually not too sure if you can silence the other terror. That'd be interesting. Of course, when no one is around, it's not a bad idea to slap on the core. But if you're going to be in a team fight, or at least a fight with another hero, or a group of heroes, don't do it. Move. Dance around them. Throw the pots. Let the pots do the work. Your minions can do the rest. Just stay alive with the damn terror. As you can see, the Anubarak and the Tyrande are really busy trying to fend me off and destroy the pots. They're not really focusing on the minions or doing other important things with the rest of their team. Playing this way serves as a great distraction, and it really wastes the other team's time. Now, what really prompted me to make this video is what occurred before the scene I'm showing right now. We had a terror and we had a lot of seeds. We had over 100, so that's what allowed an immediate terror right after the last failed attempt. What my teammate did was he took the terror into the core and he just slapped away at it. The rest of our team was busy picking up the seeds from the nighttime minions, and he He did exactly what I said not to. He just stayed in one place and tried to solo the core while the other team totally surrounded him and took out the terror, and I believe him as well. Here you can tell I'm actually a threat to the other team. They're trying to focus on me. Always keep an eye on your cooldowns so you can just lay down as many pots as possible to maximize the time you're using the terror. And that's game. There's nothing they can do about this. So I hope you learned something watching this video, that it's better to keep moving than it is to stay in one lane with the Garden Terror. Alright, happy playing! And thanks for watching.